I'm Rebecca Mendoza, and today I'm shining my business spotlight on John Evarts with California Leasing. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited to share you with all of my friends and family today and my past clients. I love working with you, and I want to know, tell me, who are you and how did you get into this business?
Well, I'm John. You know me pretty well, but I think the way I got into the business, so California Leasing is residential property management, leasing and management. And 20 years ago, I came down here because I was going to be a realtor.
Uh-huh.
And what I found was I stink at selling real estate. And I didn't enjoy it because I found that as much as I like looking at homes for myself, colors, which way it faces, is the back of the lot smaller than the front of the lot, like all that stuff, I didn't enjoy that as a real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
I much more enjoyed the money, projections, comparing, sales prices versus rent prices, and looking at all the potential costs and why is this house better as a rental than that one. And
yeah.
So it was just kind of a natural progression to move more into the investment side of real estate, I guess.
Well, and I think that's a really good distinction because I know there's real estate agents who can help people with property management. That's not been me because that's not my side. I'm actually more of, I like being with the people, seeing the houses and all that. And when it comes to the numbers, I rely on people like you to help me decipher them so I can share that with my clients. So you're very important to me in that respect also. So what do you specialize in? You said residential, but is there anything, what sets you apart in Santa Clarita or in actually all of California?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. It's one of the questions I always ask business people, what makes you different than the other restaurants, than the other real estate agents, or the other insurance brokers? So I try pretty hard to be able to answer that question. Mm-hmm. So I think what makes us different than other property managers, and this isn't like a good and bad thing, it's just what makes us different, is that we're more community focused. So we view property management as a necessary service to building a community. So we're finding people to live in homes next to other people who live in those homes, whose kids are going to go to school with those other kids, who are going to play on the baseball team. They're going to be members of the community. So if we treat them as such from the get-go, odds are they're going to have a better experience. They're going to be a better neighbor. They're going to be more involved with the school. They're going to be more involved with the neighbors. And we kind of feel like if we do that across the board, not only does it make the community itself better, but it gives our clients are the property owners.
Right.
And it gives our clients a much bigger sense of fulfillment. Yes, they're providing housing. That is a massive need, but they're providing quality housing in a quality way that is uplifting the community.
Yeah, and that's really important. And one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you on and share you with my people is because you're like a partner for me, to be honest, because a lot of times I'll meet with people, and especially we're both working in that senior space and helping those people. We have special programs and help for them. But a lot of times I'll go and talk to people about the opportunity that selling their house is, and sometimes it's not right. Like I feel like it's not the right thing to do to sell their house. Everybody's situation is different. And I'm not just in this to, get a house sold. This is long-term, this is community for me.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot.
Absolutely long-term relationship with people. And sometimes it's not the right thing to do to sell their house. And so you can come in and give them those options and advice on that. So is that something that, obviously I think you do that for other real estate agents also. But what is it that, people need to know about renting? Is there anything that they want to, they should look at for investment reasons down the road of, is it gonna, capital gains and different things like that? Yeah. Do you sit down and advise them in a financial way? Like you don't just say, we're gonna rent your house out.
Right.
Right?
So I think you hit on something really key, which is you were alluding to California Leasing being a member of your team of professionals that complement your real estate business. Mm-hmm. We actually do the exact same thing, right? Yeah. But even though we're a member of a lot of different real estate agents' team of professionals, those real estate agents are also members of our team of professionals. And so we're like-minded in this. Look, we're trying to figure out what's the best thing for the client. Now, I just have one piece of that. So I can't give financial advice because I'm not a certified financial planner.
Right.
I can't give legal advice because I'm not a trust attorney, right? I can't give tax advice because I'm not a CPA. But I can dabble on the edges and definitely help people figure out what questions do I ask the other people on my team. And then a lot of times, especially, beginning of the year, we're talking to CPAs because they need us to help get them the data that they need for the client to file their taxes. And then when somebody's ready to sell, that's a big deal.
Right.
What does it look like? What's the timing look like? What are the gains going to look like? Should I do a 1031 exchange? Should I just take the hit on the taxes? Do I sell before 3 years to keep my primary residence exclusion? All of those things, that's the stuff that I like to geek out on because I think it's super fun. But ultimately, it's just, here's the client. I didn't live your life to bring you to this moment in time. So what I can do is provide you with as much information from my piece of the team so that you can get all of the information from everybody on your team and then work with your advisors to make whoever that is. That could just be your spouse, could be your parents, could be your friends. But once you have all the information, then you can go into the personal side of it and say, what's the best decision for me?
That's right.
And all we're doing is trying to get the information. And if the best decision is rent out the house, then we get to help you.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I really appreciate you talking with me today. You are such a wealth of information, and we're going to be doing a lot of videos in the future where we're giving people some insights into their possibilities, their options, and kind of do a little research without having to sit down with us.
Yeah.
So I think I really appreciate you, and we'll do this again next time.
Yeah, this is super fun.
All right, cool. Thanks
Good
so
to see
much.
you.
All right.